Welcome to Don Bosco in a Year podcast.
Day 27. As long as God preserved the life of this incomparable companion, we were always very close to each other. During the holidays, we often corresponded and visited back and forth. In him, I saw a holy youth, and I loved him for his rare virtue. He loved me for the help I gave him with his studies. When I was with him, I modeled myself on his conduct. Once during the holidays, he came to spend a day with me. Just then, my relatives were in the fields for harvest. He asked me to check over a sermon he was to preach on the feast of the Assumption. Afterwards, he practiced his delivery, accompanied by gestures. We talked with delight for hours. Suddenly, we realized it was nearly dinner time. There was nobody in the house but us. What were we to do? Just a minute, said Comollo. I'll light the fire. You get a pot ready and we'll cook something. Right you are, I replied. But first, let's catch a chicken in the yard. It'll provide us with soup and dinner. That's what Mother would like us to do. In no time, we had our chicken. But which of us felt up to killing it? Neither of us. So, as to come to the conclusion that we decided that Comollo was to hold the bird down on a block, and I was to cut off its head with a sickle. The blow was struck, and the head chopped from the body. The two of us got squeamish and took off screaming. We're just childish, Comollo said after a while. The Lord gave us the beasts of the earth for our use. Why should we be so squeamish? Without further difficulty, we picked up the chicken, plucked it, cooked it, and had our dinner. I would have gone to Cinzano to hear Comollo's Assumption sermon, but I myself had to preach on the same theme at another venue. When I went the next day, I heard praise of his sermon from all sides. That day was the feast of Saint Roch. It was popularly known as the Feast of the Kitchen because relatives and friends took the occasion to invite their loved ones to enjoy some public entertainment. Here, something happened which showed the extent of my audacity. They waited for the preacher for that solemn occasion right up till the moment when he was to go to the pulpit, and he had not turned up. In an effort to help the provost of Cinzano out of his embarrassment, I did the round of the many priests present, begging and insisting that someone say a few words to the numerous people assembled in the church. There were no takers. Some even got annoyed by my repeated pleading and turned harshly on me. "You're a fool, you know. It's no joke to preach off the cuff on Saint Roch. Instead of pestering others, why don't you do it yourself?" Those words brought applause from everyone. I was humiliated, my pride wounded. "I certainly wasn't looking for this," I said. "But as everyone else has refused, I accept." The people in the church sang a hymn to give me time to collect my thoughts. I had read the life of the saint. I recalled his story as I mounted the pulpit. I have always been told that the sermon I preached that day was the best I have ever given.
Thank you for joining us today on this journey to know Don Bosco. May these reflections deepen our faith, guide us closer to God each day, and hope to see you all tomorrow. Till then, keep seeking, keep praying, keep growing.